Hi, Detect from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got a record to play for you. Today record is founder of the Red Cross, Clara Barton, for 1978. So let's get started.
Grandpa, what are you doing?
Well, I thought I'd watch the news on TV. I can just catch the last few minutes. Ah, there we are.
And now to repeat the news highlights. A flash flood in Ohio along the banks of the Mississippi River today forced thousands of people from their homes. However, the Red Cross was on the scene and found food and shelter for the displaced people. To repeat, the Red Cross was on the scene with food and supplies and found homes for the displaced. This ends our broadcast at this time. More highlights on the flood and on the progress of the Red Cross later.
Well, that Red Cross sure gets there fast. They're always there when you need them. Floods, tornadoes, earthquakes, you name it.
Grandpa, what do they do?
The Red Cross? Well, it's people helping other people in trouble, big trouble, where maybe there's been a flood or a disaster. A wartime, too. The Red Cross is everybody's helping hand.
If you ever get in trouble, I will be there on the double. It's someone who'll be a friend, who will lend a helping hand. If your day is full of worry, who will get there in a hurry? It's someone who'll be a friend, who will lend a helping hand. A friend indeed is a friend indeed, they say. When you need a little help along the way. If your songs have changed you sadly, who will change them back to gladly? It's someone who'll be a friend, who will lend a helping hand.
Grandpa, where did the Red Cross come from?
Well, it came out of an idea. The idea of a great woman.
Who is she?
Name of Clara Barton. Yes, sir. Quite a woman, that Clara Barton.
What was she like? Tell me about her, Grandpa.
Well, I'd have to go back to when she was a little girl. Let's see now. She was born over 100 years ago, 1821 it was, on Christmas Day, too. Well, she grew up on a farmhouse in Massachusetts. She was the youngest of 5 children, but you see, she was so very much younger than her brothers and sisters that she was alone a lot. She had no other children her own age to play with, and that concerned her mother and her father. Now, I can almost hear what they must have said.
I tell you, Father, I feel troubled about Clara.
How so, Mother?
She always seems so alone.
But she has her brothers and sisters.
Yes, but it's not like having children her own age around.
But they teach her lots of things like reading. Her sister Dorothy's a school teacher now and taught Clara how to read. Before Clara was even 3. And Stephen has taught her arithmetic, and David...
He's Clara's favorite.
Yes. David's taught her lots of things, too, like how to handle tools and build things and tie knots and throw a baseball. Clara can throw a ball better than most boys.
She's even learned about soldiers.
Soldiers.
Yes, dear, from you. Remember, before we were married, how you were a soldier fighting the Indians?
Indeed I do. Great battles those were.
And you love so to tell Clara about them. I see you so often after dinner, the two of you on the floor by the fireplace, you pretending the knives and spoons are soldiers, while you show her all the battles you fought.
Clara says she wants to be a soldier when she grows up.
Soldiers have to be brave, dear, and without playmates her own age. Clara has become so shy, she hardly says a word.
I hadn't noticed that.
Oh, not with the family so much. But when strangers come, then she's really shy. She doesn't say a single word. She hides, and they all think she's dumb.
Aren't there other children down the road from here?
They're older, and they never play with her. And when they do, they often laugh at her. Then she comes home crying. No, dear. She must be with children her own age.
What can we do?
There's a lovely boarding school I've heard of. Mr. Stone's school? Let's send her there for a while. So the Bartons sent Clara to the boarding school. She was about 8 years old then. But that didn't work very well either. She was really shy, and she couldn't even recite her lessons in class. She got lonely, she didn't eat well, she lost weight, and soon everybody realized that she'd be better off back home, and home she went. Well, by this time, there was a new family nearby, down the road, with 5 children nearer to Clara's age. Now, this time, things were better, and Clara made friends with them. The children played together, they rode horses, they played cowboys and Indians in the woods, climbed trees. Yes, indeed, it was a happy time for Clara. But one day, something happened.
Clara? Clara, you ready to go?
Yes, Father. Now, where are you two going?
Out back. David's been building us that new barn, you know. Well, today he's gotten all the neighbors from around here to help finish the outsides.
Are we going to help too?
No, Clara, we're going to eat. Whenever there's a barn raising,
What's that?
that's when they get the outsides up. Well, whenever there's a barn raising and everybody's been pitching in, like today, then afterwards everybody celebrates. The neighbors bring homemade bread and pickles and fruit and jellies and jams and lots of milk and coffee. Now that's where you can help, Clara. You can pour the milk.
Oh, let's go. Bye, Mother. See you later.
Well, after the eating was over,
Oh, David, what a beautiful barn.
Yep. Now the outside's all finished, we're going to have a real dance.
What's that?
There's this custom, you see. It's our barn, so I have to climb up inside and attach the first rafter.
Rafter?
You know, Clara, that's the big pieces inside that hold up the roof. When all the rafters are up, then the barn's really finished.
Oh, when are you going to put it up?
Right now. All right, everybody. Here comes the first rafter.
go to it, David.
It's
pretty quiet,
David.
Come on, boy, get it. David, he climbed right up the ladder, up inside to the very top of the barn.
Hey, Clara, look at me. I'm way up.
David, watch out, the ladder is slipping.
It's going. It's going. Help! Help!
Oh,
He's hurt.
Oh.
Help him. Oh, God.
Daddy, he's fallen. He's hurt. He's hurt.
David was hurt pretty bad. He was carried home and he was put to bed. He was lucky because there were no bones broken, but he didn't seem to get better.
Father, what is it? What did the doctor say?
It's a bad fever, Mother. Very bad.
Oh, poor David. He's in such pain. Fever is making him delirious.
He doesn't seem to know any of us.
Let me go to him, Mother. Please, let me go to him. Clara, you're no doctor. What can you do? Maybe I can help him feel better. Please let me go. Please. All right, dear.
Clara went in to David and sat on the edge of his bed. She put her little hand on his forehead, and little by little, his pain seemed to go away. He opened his eyes.
Clara, is that you?
Yes, David. Oh, Mother, he knows me. He'll get better now.
Clara decided she'd take care of David. She moved her cot into his room, and day and night she stayed there. She gave him his medicine. She helped him eat. She forgot all her own friends and stayed with David. Well, it took a long, long time, but with Clara's help, David did get all better. And Clara, well, she didn't know it at the time, but in helping David get well, and being kind of a nurse to David, she was starting on a lifetime of helping people, hundreds and thousands of people all across America. Well, a couple of years passed. Clara and her mother and father weren't thinking of her being a nurse. Everybody figured that she'd make a good teacher, and that's what she became. Now, she was only 15 years old at the time, and she wasn't very big. Well, it was her first day as a teacher at school, and it was recess time. The children were all out in the schoolyard playing.
Miss Clara! Miss Clara! What is it, Jane? It's those big boys. Nate, Jones, and Tom Bauer. They won't stay in their yard. They come over here to play, and they knock us down. Nate Jones, Charlie Bauer.
Oh, what is it?
Nate, are you knocking down the little children with your ball game?
They don't know how to play.
No, Nate, you don't. You don't know the rules.
What do you know about playing ball? Hey, fellas, teacher's going to show us how to play.
I believe I can. May I show you?
Now, don't forget that Clara's big brother David had taught her all about playing baseball and how to throw. And Clara remembered.
All right, boys, take your places. Nate, you go all the way into the outfield.
The outfield? What for?
So we can practice. I'll throw to you.
You? Throw the ball to me? Way out there? You gotta be kidding.
Go on, Nate. Let's see if I am or not.
Okay, teacher. Hey, fellas, I guess we'll show her a thing or two. Okay. All ready. Let's see you reach me. Clara threw the ball fast and far.
Wow! You threw it right into his hands, Miss Clara. Is that good enough, Nate? Nate? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
Well, Nate didn't answer. He didn't have to. All the big boys teased him about thinking he was better than Clara. And all of them could see that she was better than any of them. By the end of recess, she had won the respect of all the children, including the big boys, and she had no trouble from any of them from then on. Clara became a good teacher, and she loved it. She stayed a teacher for 18 years, and she worked very hard. In fact, she worked so hard that one day she woke up and she couldn't hardly talk. She went to the doctor.
What's happened to my voice, Doctor? What's the matter with me?
Miss Barton, you've just been working too hard. It's simply a case of exhaustion. You've got to stop teaching.
Stop teaching. But I love it.
But you can't teach without your voice. And it'll never get better if you don't stop and rest a while.
You mean just for a few days?
No, Miss Barton. I mean for a year. I mean a long, long rest.
Well, Clara took her doctor's advice, and she stopped teaching. She went back home to her family. Later on, she did get better, but it was clear that she'd never really be strong enough to take on the full load of teaching that she was used to. The doctor suggested that she find some other kind of work, less strenuous than teaching. Well, Clara decided to go to Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. The year was 1854. Now and then, she wrote home to her mother and father and David.
Dear everybody, Washington is a very pretty city, or at least it will be when they finish building it. The streets and sidewalks are not paved yet, and there's mud all around. The only drinking water we have is from wells, and only a few of the government buildings are finished. One of them is the patent office. That's where I work. I'm a clerk there.
Clara liked Washington, and she stayed there for several years. She was there in April of 1861 when...
Paper! Get your newspaper here. Read all about it. War. It's war.
What's happened?
It's war, Miss Barton. Civil War. Them Southerners, they fired on Fort Sumter, a United States fort.
War?
Yes, ma'am. And President Lincoln has called for volunteers to come and fight for the United States. He's called for 75,000 men.
War?
The city of Washington soon was filled with troops of soldiers come to fight. One of the first groups to arrive was the 6th Massachusetts Regiment, which included men from Clara's hometown, and she recognized one of the soldiers.
Joseph. Joseph Smith, is it you?
Miss Barton, you here in Washington?
Yes, Joseph. But look at you. You look like you've already been at war. What happened?
Our regiment was attacked on the way here, Miss Barton, in Baltimore. There's people who sympathized with the Southerners. They took all our supplies, too.
Well, at least you're here, like President Lincoln asked. Where are all of you staying?
Don't know, Miss Barton. Their regiment's coming here to join up, but the government isn't ready for us. No tents even for us to stay in.
But where will you sleep?
They're putting us in the Senate.
You mean where the senators meet?
That's right.
But there's no room for beds there.
I know, so they've got us sleeping on the floor.
How terrible.
Oh, we'll get used to it. It's only for a little while, until we move out to the battlefront. Here, I've got an idea.
What is it, Joseph?
Come on and walk over there with us. Lots of the fellas from home are in that regiment, and, well, they'll be real happy to see you. Come on. Hey, fellas, look who's here. It's Miss Barton, from back home.
Hello,
Hello, Miss Barton. Hooray! Miss Barton. That's the spirit, Miss Clara.
It's so good to see all of you. I heard about what happened in Baltimore.
Yep, they took everything we had.
Everything?
Yep, clothes, supplies, food, all we got left is what we're wearing.
I have an idea. You men get a good night's rest, and I'll be back to see you in the morning.
Well, on her way to her apartment, Clara bought a big market basket. Then, back in her room, she tore up all the sheets she had to make handkerchiefs and towels for the men. She went through her apartment for anything she thought she could help with. Needles and thread, spoons and knives, candles. Then she went and bought food. And the next morning, she got friends of hers to carry everything down to the Senate chambers to the soldiers from home.
Hooray! Thank you, Miss Barton.
3 cheers for Clara Barton! Well, without knowing it, Clara Barton had started herself on a new career, one that would wind up in the America history books. Well, the Civil War continued. North against the South, brother against brother. The men that President Lincoln called for came to Washington. They marched proudly off to battle. But when they came back, it was on stretchers. They were wounded, many of them pretty bad.
Get a doctor. These boys need a doctor.
Let me help. Please, let me help.
What can you do, lady?
I can clean their wounds and change their bandages.
All right, lady. Thanks a lot. That'd be a big help.
This man here, what's wrong with him?
Hasn't had any food for days. There just ain't enough food out there on the front to go around.
No food? But isn't the government sending food out there?
Sure, lady, but they send it out on wagons, and they take a long time. The food we need doesn't always get to us in time. And that goes for all the other things, too. Bandages, medicine, clothes. And when it does get to us, there ain't always enough to go around. You name it, we need it. Out there on the battlefield, that's all we need.
Well, that night, Clara Barton had an idea. She wrote up an advertisement for her hometown newspaper.
Wanted. Clean white cloth for bandages. Clothing. Preserved fruits, jellies, and jams. To send to Massachusetts men fighting for American liberty. Send all gifts to Miss C. Barton, 1013 T Street, Washington, D.C.
Well, the ladies up in Massachusetts really came through. Soon, boxes and crates rolled right into Clara's apartment. She had to squeeze her bed into one corner of the living room so she could use all the rest of her space as a warehouse. Well, she had the supplies she asked for, but she still had to get them out to the battlefront, out where the men needed them the most. And for that, she needed a government pass. But the government people turned her down.
Out of the question, Miss Barton. Out of the question. You cannot go to the front.
But don't you see? The supply wagons are so slow. They're often days behind the troops. The wounded men need these supplies.
There are doctors out on the field. They know their work.
Yes, but how can they help the wounded if they don't have the bandages and supplies they need? The wounded need clean bandages, fast, out there. They need food. They need someone to give them a drink of water.
My dear lady.
I have supplies. I want to take them to the battlefield. I want permission to go, and I want permission to stay there and nurse the wounded men.
Out of the question. Impossible. It's never been done. The answer is no.
Clara wrote the Surgeon General of the United States Army. And while she waited for an answer, she continued to nurse the wounded men who were brought back to Washington from the battlefield. After a whole year of waiting, she got the letter she was waiting for.
To whom it may concern, Miss Clara Barton has permission to go upon the sick transports in any direction for the purpose of distributing comforts for the sick and wounded and nursing them, always subject to the orders of the surgeon in charge. Signed, William A. Hammond, Surgeon General of the United States Army.
The year was 1862, and in July, she went to the battlefield for the first time. Her real life's work, the work that was to spread throughout the country and help millions and millions of people in the years to come, Clara Barton's real life's work had begun.
If you ever get in trouble, I will be there on the double. It's someone who'll be a friend.
The Civil War was on, and Clara Barton had gotten permission to take supplies to the battlefront. While she waited, she toured all over New Jersey and Massachusetts. She spoke to friends she had grown up with, to church groups, to sewing groups.
My friends, our men need supplies. I have permission to take them to the front.
But, Miss Barton, the Army has supplies, hasn't it?
Yes, but not enough. And besides, they don't get there in time. When a soldier is hurt, he can't wait. He needs bandages and medicine and food right then and there. So if you'll all help me, we can organize our own private supply lines.
What do you need?
Food, sheets, clothes, everything you can spare. It will all help. So open up your closets and your cupboards. Go up to your attics. Let's all help.
Clara left her job at the patent office. Now, just about that time, there was a battle up on Cedar Mountain in Virginia. So Clara decided to make that her first destination. She had her supplies packed into an enormous wagon drawn by 6 mules, and she got a driver who promised to take her to the front.
Okay, Sam, are we all packed?
Yes, ma'am, already. But where are your things?
Right here, Sam, in this package.
That little bundle? There ain't much in there.
It's all I need, Sam. Towel and toothbrush, some soap, change of clothes, and a hairbrush. It's enough, Sam. We aren't going on a picnic, you know.
You can say that again.
So let's be on our way.
Okay, ma'am. All right there, mules. Get a move on. Get up there. Let's get going. Get on there, mules. Got a long way to go today. Get on.
Clara arrived at the battlefront around midnight. The battle was still raging, and the doctors had many wounded men to take care of.
Orderly? What is it, Doctor? More bandages. I need more bandages for these men.
We ran out, Doc. We just got no more.
Ran out? What'll happen to these men? What's that coming?
The wagon, Doc. And there's a lady on it.
Lady? Out here in the middle of fighting it? Is she crazy? What in the world is she
Are you the doctor? The sergeant said I'd find you out here.
Yes, but can't you see we're busy? There are men to be taken care of here.
But that's why I'm here. I've brought supplies, bandages.
You have bandages? Clean ones?
Yes.
Well, ma'am, I don't know who you are or where you came from, but you're the answer to my prayers. Climb on down here and lend a hand.
Clara stayed at Cedar Mountain for 5 days and nights, with only 5 hours of sleep the whole time. She worked right alongside the doctors and helped them take care of the wounded soldiers that were coming off the battlefield, feeding them, talking to them, helping them feel better. Then she went back with them to the hospital in Washington. But no sooner was she back.
Newspaper, get your newspaper. Read all about it. The second battle of Bull Run.
What's happening?
There's another big battle at Bull Run, ma'am. Thousands of men hurt. Newspaper, read all about it.
Clara ran home. All that evening and nighttime, she and some friends packed up more supplies. Now this time, she had them taken down to the railroad station and loaded onto freight cars with the supplies. And at dawn, the train pulled out. Well, later that day, she got to the battlefield. The Army supplies there had run out. But Clara had brought what they needed. All day and all the following night, she worked with the doctors. And when dawn came...
Miss Barton, we've got to get these men back to Washington, to the hospital, and we have to move fast.
What's happening?
The Confederate soldiers are nearby. You can almost see them from here. We have to move out quickly.
No, I want to stay and help the men.
You can't. They could raid us any minute. You'll be taken prisoner.
Let them take me prisoner 50 times. As long as there's still a wounded man here to be taken care of, I'm staying. I have work to do.
And Clara did stay until the last wounded soldier was safe on the train back to Washington. Then she left with them. No sooner was she back home when she learned of another battle where she was needed. So once again, she packed up all her supplies and took them out onto the battlefront. Time after time, battle after battle, Clara Barton went back out to where the fighting was to help the doctors and help the sick men. Now, one day, Clara started thinking.
You know, Sam, we always seem to get to the battlefield too late.
What do you mean, ma'am?
I mean, we get there when the battle has been going on for a few days. We hear about it late, then we have to load up the wagons, and then we have to get there. And by that time, Sam, the wounded men have been out in the battlefield without the right kind of help. For days, Sam, days.
What are you thinking of, Miss Clara?
We ought to get there earlier, Sam. When the men are first wounded, that's when we can do the most good.
But how, Miss Clara?
Sam, we've got to find out about the battles before they start.
Before?
Of course. The generals know about them before. They plan it all. So why shouldn't we know beforehand, too?
But how are you going to find out?
By a little friendly spying, Sam. I've gotten to know many of the generals. If they'd help me, we could help them.
Well, Clara didn't have to work too hard to find out what she wanted to know. All the military men in Washington knew of her work for the soldiers, and a few of the generals quietly told her ahead of time where she ought to be. And at the next big battle...
Doctor, we have more wounded men. Just happened today. Where are our supplies? Not here yet. Not here? Why? They're the caravan that's coming tomorrow. Oh, it'll be too late for some of these men. We need the supplies now. One day can save lives out here. Hey, look. There's a wagon coming. Wagon? I've seen it before. Of course I know whose it is.
Doctor!
Miss Barton, praise be, you're really an angel of the battlefield. Oh, now we can help our men fast. Think of the lives we'll save. Think of it.
The war continued. Chantilly, Antietam, Fredericksburg, Spotsylvania. Through winter and summer, it dragged on for 5 long years. Then, in April 1865, General Robert E. Lee surrendered to United States General Ulysses S. Grant, and the war between the states was over. But Clara's work wasn't over. Nope. When she finally got back home to Washington, she found letters waiting for her, hundreds of them from all over the country.
Dear Miss Barton, I've heard of your fine work among the soldiers. In your travels to the battlefield, I know you must have met a great many of the fighting men. Do you remember seeing my Jonathan? We have had no word of him since he fought at Chancellorsville.
Dear Miss Barton, my brother was in the 21st Massachusetts Regiment. We feel sure he was taken prisoner, but we have no word about him. Would you have any news for us?
Letters kept arriving, about 100 a day. But Clara couldn't answer them all, so she wrote a letter of her own to President Abraham Lincoln, and he arranged to give Clara a tent for an office and a clerk to help her. Then Mr. Lincoln wrote another letter. It was published in the newspapers.
To friends of missing persons, Miss Clara Barton has kindly offered to search for U.S. soldiers missing in the war. Please address her at Annapolis, giving her the name, regiment, and company of the missing soldier.
Within a few days, more letters came, like this one.
Dear Miss Barton, this is to inform you that a Mr. Farley from Indiana is alive and well. Me and my wife found him on the battlefield, more dead than alive, and we have been nursing him back to health. He is recovering.
Over 4 years, Clara and her staff identified more than 20,000 soldiers listed as missing and found out what had happened to them. Well, Clara worked and worked, but just like she did when she was a school teacher, she worked so hard that once again, she lost her voice.
Well, Doctor, it's happened to me again, just like when I was younger.
Yes, Clara, the long war, your work, they've taken their toll on your health. You're a very tired lady. I want you to take a long, long rest.
Perhaps I'll just stay here at home in Washington.
Oh, no, you won't. I know you, Clara. As long as someone can visit you or a letter can reach you, you'll still work. No, I mean a real rest. Why don't you travel a bit? Why don't you go to Europe? No one knows you there. No one will bother you with problems to solve. No, Clara, you need a real rest.
Well, Clara took his advice and she traveled to Europe. She went to Geneva in Switzerland, and of course she figured that no one would know her there. But one day in her hotel...
Miss Barton,
Yes?
permit me to introduce myself. I am Dr. Louis Appia. I am connected with the International Red Cross.
International Red Cross? I've never heard of it. What is it?
It is an organization, Miss Barton. 22 countries belong to it by treaty.
These countries have all agreed that we will treat hospitals as neutral territory.
What do you mean?
In case of war, Miss Barton, if any of those countries are attacked, the hospitals in them are not attacked. Doctors, nurses, patients, they are never to be harmed or taken prisoner. Food and supplies to treat the wounded, these are not to be harmed or captured.
Oh, how wonderful. It's like a dream come true. But, Doctor, how does that happen? I mean, if there's a war, how do the soldiers know what buildings not to attack?
It's very simple, Miss Barton. Come here to this window. Look, over there, do you see that flag?
Yes. What is it?
It is the flag of Switzerland. You see, it has a white cross on a background of red.
Yes.
Now, if you lean over here and look in the other direction, see, way down the avenue, there is a hospital. It also has a flag. You see?
Yes. And that one has a red cross on a white background.
Exactement. Our organization is headquartered here in Geneva. So we have taken the Swiss flag, reversed its colors, and we use that as our symbol. That is how we got our name, the Red Cross.
The Red Cross. How absolutely wonderful. Oh, if only the United States had a Red Cross during the Civil War. Do you know how many lives would have been saved?
That is exactly why I have come to see you. Miss Barton, your country has never joined the International Red Cross. It has never agreed to the Geneva Convention we created here. But almost every other civilized country in the world has joined us.
Have you tried to get America to join?
Oh, yes. 3 times we have approached your American government. 3 times we have tried to have Congress agree to sign the treaty. And 3 times they have turned it down.
Oh, what a shame.
Miss Barton, if you could persuade your government to join us, think what it could do. Think of the lives that could be saved.
Clara read all she could about the International Red Cross. Then, within a year, she had a chance to see it firsthand.
Miss Barton, you have heard that Napoleon of France has declared war on Prussia.
Yes, Dr. Appia, I've heard.
I have received permission to go to the battlefront. Would you like to see the Red Cross at work? See what it does?
Oh, yes, Dr. Appia.
Then we leave tomorrow. We are at the front, Miss Barton, and this building is our destination.
What is it, Dr. Appia?
It is a hospital, a Red Cross hospital.
Oh, how interesting. Are those doctors over there, who are they?
They are Frenchmen.
And those others over there?
They are German doctors.
But they're supposed to be at war with each other.
On the battlefield, yes. I'm sad to say. But here, no. They live together, work together, and they have one goal, to help the wounded and the sick, no matter what side they're on.
And your supplies, they're so fresh. And you have enough. How did they get here?
By truck.
But didn't it have to go through enemy lines? Wasn't it attacked?
It was not attacked. It carries the sign of the Red Cross. It's painted on the sides. So everyone will know it's a Red Cross truck.
How wonderful. It shows what people can do when they decide to work together.
Clara stayed on in Europe and learned more about the Red Cross. Wherever there was a battle, the Red Cross was there. Red Cross doctors took care of the wounded and carried them on Red Cross stretchers to Red Cross hospitals. Now, when the war was over, Clara came home, determined to build a Red Cross in America like the Red Cross she had seen in Europe. She wrote letters. She went to see the President of the United States, Mr. Hayes. He seemed interested and sent her to see the Secretary of State. He sent her to see the Assistant Secretary, and he sent her to see someone else. Clara went from one official to the other, and they all said the same thing.
My dear Miss Barton, the United States has had its wars. We do not plan to have any others. Why should we sign an agreement that would get us all mixed with European countries and their wars?
But the Red Cross doesn't have to be just for wars. Why couldn't it work in peacetime, too?
Really? What would it do?
Help people. If there's disease or fire or a flood or a big disaster, think of the good it could do.
Clara made speeches on behalf of the Red Cross. For 4 years, she tried to get someone to listen. 5 years. Nothing happened. Congress still said no. Well, one day, Clara had herself another idea. She invited some of the Danville women over to her house.
Let's start a Red Cross chapter right here in Danville.
The women of her town got together and they founded the first local chapter of the Red Cross. But there wasn't much for them to do until...
Paper! Read all about it. Big forest fire in Michigan. 5,000 people lose their homes. Hundreds of acres burned. People missing. Read all about it. Big forest fire in Michigan.
It was a terrible fire. 5,000 families in Michigan suddenly had no homes or clothing. There wasn't enough food, so the Danville Red Cross went to work. They asked people for food and clothing. They packed the gifts they got and sent them off to Michigan. They raised money for the families there. Suddenly, other Red Cross units sprung up across the country, and other people helped the families of Michigan.
Read all about it. Red Cross helps Michigan flood victims. Red Cross raises almost $1 million for them. Read all about it.
The news spread, and a new president of the United States, Mr. Arthur, took some action. In 1882, on the evening of March 16, there was a knock on Clara's door.
Now, who could that be at this hour? Senator, it's you.
Clara, I have wonderful news for you. It'll be in tomorrow's newspapers, but I couldn't wait to tell you. President Arthur asked the Senate to sign the International Red Cross Treaty, and they did. The United States is now a member of the Red Cross. At last.
At last.
The United States was now part of the International Red Cross. But Clara Barton didn't stop working. Whenever there was a hurricane or a flood or fire or earthquake or something really serious in the country, Clara was there, leading the Red Cross workers, scrambling through burned-out buildings, helping people. Well, the Red Cross is still on the job, still helping people everywhere, wherever they need it. And wherever that is, wherever in this country the Red Cross goes, you can bet that the spirit of Clara Barton is right there with it, lending a helping hand.
If you ever get in trouble, I will be there on the double. If someone will be a friend, who will lend a helping hand. If your day is full of worry, who will get there in a hurry. If someone will be a friend, who will lend a helping hand. A friend you need, a friend indeed they say. When you need a little help along the way. If your songs have changed you sadly, I will take them back to gladly. If someone will be a friend, who will lend a helping hand. A friend in need is a friend indeed, they say. When you need a little help along the way. If your songs have changed you sadly, I will take them back to gladly. If someone will be a friend, who will lend a helping hand. Who will lend a helping hand? Who will lend a helping hand?
So that was the founder of the Red Cross, Clara Barton, from 1978. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.